So the character of a believer is that he obeys God, and that character has the idea of impression, image, impression, coinage type. So it's like if everyone were coins, the mark on them would either be of Satan or of God. If we were just like blank coins, the mark would be you either worship God or you worship Satan. And finally, the coin itself and can simply mean money, income, and it talks about stamps for branding marks. And the Bible speaks of people who are sealed through, like with their minds are sealed through with the hot iron. It says vessels of wrath, fitted to destruction. Fitted is our word where we get our word carterize, cartizo, and seals. So a seal, like that imperial seal. You're either sealed by Satan or you're sealed by Christ. And the Bible says there's only a few who are sealed by Christ. Few shall find the narrow way. And Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And Jesus is Yahweh incarnate. So that's what Isaiah said, and that's what Paul says, and he incarnates in us now. So he says, let me see. Yeah, right here, this is funny. Bemoans the fact that there are no characters on the human body whereby one can tell the bad from the good. So it's like, where are the believers? And then which ones are bad, which ones are good? If all the believers had a mark, we could just talk to them, right? We wouldn't have to talk to the non-believers. So it explains that there's distinctiveness of a language or manner of speaking. The reference to more to style, so like the way that people worship attractive personalities, I put. And the various ways of philosophizing are also described by characters. Finally, character can be distinctiveness in general. The speech of the wise, it says, this guy must express the individuality of things exactly. So, and this one is really extensive, so you can read the rest of it, but the main point is that we're supposed to be conformed to the image of Christ. And if you're a believer, you're conforming because God has made you that way, as it says in Romans chapter 8. It says, for whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. So we know that the image is the mark, the character, right here, the character, and the charagma is you have the character. A person who believes will have the name. That's why the Bible says baptizing in the name, because they will be christened by God to the character, and they will be conformed to the character, like it says right there, whom he did predestinate to be conformed to the image of Christ, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. He will be acting like Jesus. Paul said, mimic me. That would be character, right? Take on my character, Paul is saying. Mimic me as I mimic Christ. So he's actually saying, take on Christ's character. So mimic him, he says. Have the marks of a believer, right? The impression is either coming from Satan or God. And that's why the Bible says, like the answer of the tongue and the preparations of the heart and man in Proverbs 16:1 is from the Lord. Yahweh. Yahweh is controlling people. He's the one who controls Satan. You see from Job chapter 1 and 2. God controls Satan. So the